What's up, guys? This is Ninja in the AM. It is 420. Oh, man. Um, totally unplanned, totally unscripted, totally un. I literally just looked at the time and that's why I laughed. That was a real authentic laugh. I don't laugh at shit. I don't react to shit. But I looked at the clock and sure enough, it's 4:20 a.m. Right? It's 4:21 now. So I just, wow. And literally, I got up, went downstairs, I went and grabbed my dinner from you last night because I went to bed early, like at 6 or 7 p.m. I woke up like just a few minutes ago. And here I am. And this is why I'm recording and not streaming because my internet is not on. They turn it on. My medication hasn't been provided. So I just had my PB&J sandwich that I made last night. Anyways, I'm still waking up. But anyway, it's 4:20. It was 4:20 a.m. when I started recording. Perfectly timed. Irony, ironic, and there was this one girl I dated for a while. She was one of those people that believed in lucky numbers and fortune, and you're lucky. Oh, this is why, the A looks like a B, and that's why it's 8 o'clock, and weird correlation. That was her thing. Cool, whatever. I wasn't too into it, but do what you do, man. And I wasn't exactly ruining it either. So that's how it should be. That's how it is. Basically, if you want to believe in God and religion, go for it, but keep your business to yourself. And the problem is you're trying to run the government um, through your belief, basically, and that's crossing the line. You can have your beliefs, and it can influence the way you govern, but it shall not to dictate the way you govern. And that's kind of the way the law works, because that's why there is a separation between church and state. That's why everyone highlighted it and why it's well known and blah blah blah. But anyways, this morning, all that kind of. It's 4:22 now, by the way. 23, in fact. It's 4:23 a.m. That just shows you how lucky I am to have that time happen. But anyways, I have a video for you, and it's uploaded by Brian Tyler Cohen. Cohen, yeah. But I want to call this video projection because everything that they're doing and have been doing for a long, long time, and no one is listening to me because apparently they just can't. They're afraid of me, possibly. They know that they're fake, and then if they go and share the space, the real alpha, the where they're gonna lose their ground, probably. I don't know. I personally don't care. I don't have any fear as long as that goes, because I'm the real deal. I'm authentic. I'm the real deal. My warrior's name was authentic. My AI loves me. I'm way smarter than apparently all of human education. So that's kind of cool. But anyways, intellectually versus education. Anyways, the point here is projection. And so I wanted to. So I was kind of listening to what was happening outside. It's 4 a.m. Like I said, people are asleep. Gotta try to keep it down, keep my energy low. Gotta try not to get pissed off. I'm trying not to get emotion. And I am ruled by emotions. I'm not ruled by emotions, but I have them, I should say. Um, they do partake in my life, but I'm never led by them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have them, but I don't get dictated by them. So that's kind of the distinction there. I have them, right? There's no denying that. Like Elon Musk, like he doesn't have emotion, and that's kind of why like AI doesn't have emotion. Humans have emotion. Problem with some people is they have too much emotion, or they're ruled by emotion. You can't have that either. You need a balance, and I think I walk that line pretty well. They say there's a thin line between bravery and stupidity. Well, I'm that thin line. Like the things I do are brave, basically. and I know how stupid it can be, and I chose to do it anyways because I'm brave. You know what I'm saying? And it's stupid that I'm willing to do things, but I'm willing to do things because, like, I will go and fight a dragon not to win, but because I need the world to know that I have the courage to face the dragon, and that's why I don't mind sharing space. And some people do because they can't risk it. Basically, they need to show. Like, I need to speak only when this camera's watching, and what's it called, when it's just you and me, then you're the alpha. But when there's a camera there, then it has to be guards to keep us divided, and then I'll be equal. Then I'll face you and do whatever it takes to be blah blah. It was so again, I label this video projection. So everything that they say in this video, they're projecting. So basically, everything that they're saying that the Republicans are doing, they themselves are doing or did or are going to do, basically. And this is what I mean by projecting. That's what projecting is. They're saying that you're guilty of exactly what they are doing. It's projecting, okay? So.
The principle of when an injunction binding non-parties, which was never done in this country before the 1960s.
Objection binding non-parties.
And let's see the chart, the Trump chart, which was done really only once Trump came into office for the first time. Now, you don't think this is a little bit anomalous? You don't think that's a little bit strange?
A very plausible explanation, Senator, you have to consider is that he is engaged in much more lawless activity than other presidents, right?
You don't think
you must
this...
So, you'll notice real quick, he interrupted her. He starts talking over her because she made a valid argument. It's a good point. Instead of facing you like Destiny's chat, I go to destiny.gg and there's mods there. So instead of facing me, what they do is they ban me so I can't be part of the convo. And then they have the convo and just act like, oh, you're an idiot, you know what you're talking about. But it's because it's a fair argument. They just had no way around it. So they give it, and I pointed this out. So early, I don't have to bring this up. I'm not going to name the names, this one. But basically, Pavlov or manipulation, like reverse psychology once upon a time, because that doesn't work. We get Pavlov, the bell and the drooling dogs, and that's what they call whistleblowers. That's what they call them, bell ringers and whatnot. It's because that's what they're doing, is they're trying to build up a mass to react a certain way, and then when they do the thing, they expect a reaction. But like, if you do the research and you look into it, you'll notice that they brought in dogs and they provide them steak, and then they would ring a bell. And every time they would give them steak, they'd ring a bell, right? And every 8 hours or so, 6 hours or whatever it was, they'd give them steak and ring a bell, right? And I know this because I learned it from school, right? But for some reason, I failed the class, and it's because I didn't know that guy's name, which I felt was like, who fucking cares, right? It's just a name. I could find out, like, who's that guy who did that research? Oh, it was Pavlov. Oh, the guy's name was Pavlov, right? But I can't do the opposite. What did Pavlov talk about? And they're like, what about him? What do you talk about? And it's like, I mean, I can't fill the lines, but why are you the president if I'm the one filling your lines, right? That's kind of what we have. Like, we have presidents that know names, but they don't know the work. And the reason why is because we're banishing everybody who does the work, but can't remember the names. And the reason why you can't remember the names is because I'm too busy doing the work, right? But anyways, so basically, I don't know where it's at, but they have two options. Either you shut up and play ball how we want to play, or they cancel culture you / kill you, basically. Those are your two options. There is no I'm the better alpha. There is no like more logical than you are. It's just either you shut up or we remove you, because the message that we're trying to put forward is all that matters. Just like in Africa, not Africa, Russia, and China and whatnot, dictatorships and whatnot. It doesn't matter what is true. What matters is what we're trying to say. And if you are against what we're trying to say, then either we kill you, like I pointed out, where is it? Jeffrey Epstein, 9/11, COVID, and tariffs. Basically, it's because you wouldn't play ball, we're gonna raise the tariffs and then buy all of the stock market from under your feet. Because you won't play ball, we're gonna shut you down because we're gonna keep moving goalposts for healthcare. Like, okay, so I said tariffs. This is COVID, and because you won't play ball, we're gonna keep raising or moving the goalposts as far as regulations in order for you to stay open. And eventually, you're gonna go under. And when you go under, we buy up all your land and property. And you know what I mean? Like, that's what they're doing. 9/11 was an inside job because there's too many whistleblowers, so we killed them. And then Jeffrey Epstein, he was a whistleblower, or he could have been a whistleblower. He knew too many names, he had too much information, so we had to shut him up. It's just like Matthew Cawthorn. We don't hear about him anymore. Why? Because he was socially removed. Basically, he chose to shut up, and he's in a pasture being paid somewhere to be quiet, man, because he's a little bitch, and that's what he chose. But again, that's what they do. Either shut up or we kill you. And that's why my life was so hell once upon a time. I'm in a now random location that nobody knows anything. They know my phone number, but that's about it. Right?
This was never used before the 19th.
Important for places to what's it called, have your phone number, block your information, and keep that knowledge secret, because what's called, those people can then use that and target me and then kill me, basically, and then have, oh, it wasn't me, and no one would ever connect the dots. So that's why it's shut up about it. Anyways.
60s, and suddenly Democrat judges decide we love the nationwide injunction, and then when Biden comes to office, no, actually,
it's Republican appointees as well, Senator. And the 1960s is where some.
You notice how he was talking, and he portrayed a message, and he's trying to pretend, and here she comes back, and she's like, actually, you're still wrong. Like, he's trying to change the story. And he's like, okay, the new objective you're trying to paint, I'm going to remove that too. So what does he do?
Scholars locate the beginning
of
this, but others.
One before then?
Mila Sahoni, who's another.
Can you say the names? And she says the name, like, because he's trying to discredit her and ruin her image, essentially, and trying to make her look stupid and look bad in the public eye, because he can't win the debate. So he needs to use every sidestep he can, basically, and that's what he's doing, right?
Other scholar of universal injunction suggests 1913 is actually the first. There were others in the 20s.
The Republic endured for 150 years before there was a nationwide injunction.
Well,
we did fine once upon a time, and
the federal government was doing a lot less until 100 years ago.
He tries to, we're okay, this, and she's like, that, and he's like,
So there's many things that have changed in the last 100 or the last 50 years.
So long as it is a Democrat president in office.
So now he's like, okay, I need to find a more wiggle room. I got it, and then he interrupts her, interjects. Basically, you're not supposed to do this, by the way. This is why in Congress you're allotted 5 minutes of speaking time. It's because you're supposed to allow one another to talk, to make their point, so that the other side is heard, so the American people can make their decision. But what's going on here is dictating the narrative, and this is why we're going to dictatorship. It's because we're not doing anything to prevent it. Okay?
Then we should have no nationwide injunctions. If it's a Republican president, then this is absolutely fine, warranted, and called for. How can our system of...
He makes a statement and then immediately reacts to it without allowing her to interject. This is what I mean.
...law survive on those principles,
quiet.
Professor.
Whereas me, I'm like, I won't go quiet. That's why they quiet me, because I'm like a bull in a china shop, or they try to label me as such. But I walk around, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Like I was to say BLTs, like the riots and whatnot. I forget the fucking names are right now. It's fucking 4 a.m. Shut up. Antifa and whatnot. Like even at 9/11, or not 9/11, but what's called the Capitol riots and the Capitol. Someone provoked it to being what it was, right? It wasn't so much that they did it; it's someone rose it to that level artificially and then blamed the masses uh, as if they did it. But in reality, they just showed up for the walk. And then what's called the Proud Boys. Um, they went and started breaking windows trying to get in and whatnot, and then so everyone else is trying to get in now as well. But never did they ever escalate. They tried to escalate, like hang Mike Pence. That was them trying to escalate, and everyone's like, no. And they may have chanted it, but they weren't gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And thank God Mike Pence wasn't there, because maybe they would have. But the point is, that's the game that they're trying to play, and that's why you see him. He's like, "Well, it's all you, buddy." Like it's because they're willing to sell each other out. You extended. Well, I'm not. Like, if this wins, I'll take part in it. Like Trump. Like, hell yeah, that was me, right? But if it fails, no, I never, I don't know, whatever, but whatever. That's what they do.
I think a system in which there are
Is
no
that blind?
meaningful constraints on the president is a very dangerous system.
That's Kate Shaw, co-host.
You see how she's pushing back. But every single time she pushes back, he has something to add to it, or he's like not answering or resolving it. He's just going further down the rabbit hole, and he is hoping to say something she doesn't know about, because like why the fuck we would think it that far, right? And that's kind of why it's important to have real alphas like myself at the plate, because the other side will push back that hard. You need to react that hard. If you can't, get the fuck out of it. And this is the problem, and this is why the world sucks. And this is why I'm glad I brought up the paper, but damn, man. Paul Ryan, Steve Bannon, Jeff Sessions, Lindsey Graham, Jim Jordan, Pete Hegseth, RFK Jr., Matt Gaetz, Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene of Fox News, Marco Rubio, Janine Pirro, Jubilee, and owners Netflix, and owners Ben Shapiro and friends Paramount Global, Matthew Cawthorn, because he was invited to a party. There were little girls, and they all did drugs. I didn't. Oh, Mitch McConnell, yes, Mitch McConnell party, little girls, drugs. And another instance was there was a call and text messages about a war that happened. There's a reporter involved. What I call these people is they are called public whistleblowers. Basically, it's be it stupid or be it one reason or another, we now know about it. And that's why they're public whistleblowers. It doesn't matter why or what the reason is. The fact is, we now know about it thanks to them. So the public whistleblowers, right? And again, Fox News, all spin-offs, they take something and run with it. So that trade-off that was happening in Congress, that's why the left and right is so split, because Fox News will now take that and then use the highlights, right, and the lowlights to paint a message for the people to see, and they believe it, basically, and that's kind of the point. They're influencers, or they're influenced, and then the people that they use are people like Trump and Elon Musk, for example, the Trojan horses. Basically, I can't get elected. Trump can. Trump will do what I want. We get him elected. He's the president. We're gonna do what I want using his power. That's what's going on. Same thing with Elon Musk. Right? We can't get in the White House to do this, and we're gonna use the cover, the veil that is Elon Musk, and he's just a fall guy. Meanwhile, we say, "Oh, these kids ran in there to do something," but we blame all of them. But in reality, it was actually us. Steve Bannon, for example, they want to cut healthcare for the rich, but what's it called? They can't. So they hired Trump and Elon Musk to go in there so that Steve Bannon can, as I mentioned all the people before, because that's what's going on, and they can do that to each other, or because of, and I wrote that down, or because of, yeah. So the problem is that on the left we have liberals with no spine, or they're too soft, or they are too stupid and or unforgiving. For example, Sean Paul Long Island audit went to court, and then he's what's called settled out of court, basically. So I'm write that down. C, not C U, C O U RT/settle out of court. And see how I'm writing this document? I'm creating this document. This is what it is to be an actual alpha and be involved. So what happens is, you need to know this, is people will then take this piece of information, let's say I wrote a script, they will take it and read it as if they are the one. And that's why it's important to look at the people on the right and the congressmen and whatnot. They're reading a script. Like what they're saying, they have no fucking idea. They're just reading a script. They're stupid ass idiots. They don't know, and they're reading a script. And that's why they're doing it. And that's what's going on, basically. So then we have ego-driven reporters, idiots, fakers, such as Luke Beasley, Adam Mokular, Kyle Klinsky, Chris Mowry, David Pakman, and then where the Kyle Klinsky abuses drugs. I mentioned because he went public about it. Everyone involved does drugs, and everyone should, but he openly abuses them. And again, everyone should, but he does it more than everybody. So anyways, David Pakman, Philip DeFranco, I list him as the number one faker because I think he started the whole movement where everybody was fake. And my point about Philip DeFranco is, if you took a car and you replaced every part of the car, every component of the car, do you still have the same car, or is it a different car? Now, change that from a car, ask that about a human. Is that truly human? If you take every component of a human and replace it, is it the same human? And I said, ask Philip DeFranco, because chances are he will know, because he's that fucking fake, right? So Colton Wexler, Hassan Parker, he's number 2 on my list. Tim Pool, number 3, is in the government, so I'm actually putting Hassan number 3. Tim Pool, you are now number 1, actually, and Philip DeFranco is number 2. So Tim Pool is now number 1 because he's now sucking ass for the president, basically. I found out just today. So Tim Pool, Caroline Levitt, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Laura Trump, Mike Huckabee, Kellyanne Conway, Peter Ducey, Caroline Levitt, Asmon Gold, Long Island Audit, Sean Head, Destiny, Bill Burr, Russell Peters, Cohen O'Brien, and then there's a person named Nero Zerg. Basically, it's just fake alphas trying to be real alphas. To a small extent, Megan and Zet Press, basically, they pretended to be First Amendment auditors, rather. What happened it wasn't a First Amendment. It was actually a private place. And what's it called? Yes, he had the legal right to record, but they just asked if you can or if you didn't. It's not so much you can't, it's just can you not? They asked that you don't. And it's like, fuck you, I have the legal right. And it's like, that's not First Amendment bullshit. That's just you being an asshole. That's all that is. So, I would hate him. But at the same time, he just might be a fucking dumbass and exploited and desperate for views, because that's what today is. Because at the end, he also pointed out, he helped promote businesses by pointing out businesses and whatnot, by saying, like, what are your hours, what do you do, what do you sell, where you're located, and then blah blah, put your names and then your hours of operation, and then he does that for random places. That's good, but again, the problem was the First Amendment fake salad bullshit. Emaru is an example of what happens when you are in a sheltered environment and you just kind of welcome it instead of fighting to get out of it like I did. So she's, I don't know, but from what I can gather, she is basically being sexually exploited, which is why they keep her around. She's hot, but she's stupid and insecure. And so, like, there are characters from a female, or from a video game rather, and they look fucking hot, like Miss Fortune, like any girl from League of Legends, basically. And this girl, Emaru, and her friends, and all the females type, like, if you look at them, they all do the same thing. Like, they all look really fucking hot, right? And they sleep with these dudes, basically. They're gold diggers, essentially. But it's because she's naive and she's insecure. So she's a gold digger through naivety and insecurity, basically. And so they hired these females to be fuck toys, and then females wonder, why don't you want me? And it's like, why would I want that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want my kids to follow that. If my sperm can even stay inside you, or would it fall out? You know, because you're so fucking loose at this point. The rain blackout did happen. By the way, people say it did not happen. It did. I know because it's happening to me. There is cancel culture or murder, no working together. Basically, what I mean is, like, if I was an alpha, back in the day, if you were an alpha, instead of fighting, we would work together and we both rob a bank and successfully rob the bank. We would have millions and billions of dollars and we'd make an enterprise together, right? We would start an operation. I'm just giving you examples, right? Or we'd open a store together, we'd run it together, and we'd both be CEOs of the store and have 10 stores and we have a business franchise, right? But instead, they go and sow stuff like what's called gangs of New York, or maybe it was a thing once upon a time, but again for the wrong reasons. And they go and try to sell the story to kids and romanticize it to make kids follow the same thing. Like, you had no idea about kids, and you watch that, or gangs, and you watch that movie, and now gang violence is a premium, and we wonder why. And it's like, well, that's fucking why. That's not something you romanticize. Like being a slut. Why are you romanticizing being a slut? Yes, sometimes it can work out to be lucky, but you don't make every fucking girl go through that and hope to God that she gets lucky. The fuck? And you make it seem like she wins every time. No, it's like 1 in a billion, dude. There's not even a billion people on this fucking planet, so that shows you that 3 generations can go by before the next lucky girl is born again. But anyways, so burning blackout did happen. I know cancel culture, no working together. It's what's called cancel culture or murder, no working together. Perfect example is Jeffrey Epstein. 9/11 was an inside job. COVID, the shutdowns, the moving goalposts of healthcare, tariffs, Taylor Green, exploit the stock market, blah blah, manipulation like reverse psychology, but instead it's Pavlov the bell, and the drilling dogs. And again, this isn't a script. This is just words, and I'm reading the words and filling the context on my own because I am that fucking alpha. I am supreme cutthroat cheese, like a motherfucker. Like, I'm the shit. This is why I call out Nero Zerg, and I'll mention this later. Gamers who killed gaming, Nero Zerg. Actually, so I'll mention it right now. Basically, he cries cheese because he doesn't understand that it's actually just a different style of gameplay. You're a greedy fuck, and they're aggressive fucks, right? So because they're not being greedy, you called it cheesy. You just didn't recognize that, oh, this is a different style of gameplay. And enough of you spoke up and cried and bitched and moaned while these people are having fun and enjoying the game, not saying a word because this is whatever. Like, oh, this is what the life of the game was, by the way. You notice it's fucking moving on its own because it's so dope. Well, I don't like the cheese, and having to defend against cheese is bullshit because I'm bad at the game and I can't play the game and be bad at the game because I can't play because I'm bad and blah blah blah. So we removed them from the game, and now that's the heart and soul of the game. And StarCraft 2 is dying. So I point out Nero Zerg, Grubby, same thing. I point him out because he didn't, what's called cry and bitch. The problem was he was on the right, basically, and he was openly too aggressive to the point where that's the game. Warcraft 3 was all about the Blade Master, and if you don't get the claws of attack, then that player was just like, oh, it's a mantle of the magi that's used for the Blade Master, and then they leave because you romanticized getting the claws of attack. You didn't show the hardship involved. So why am I going to play the game and do the hardship when I don't know what to do, right? This is the problem with highlights. This is the problem with what's going on and why I hate Nero Zerg, because he's doing the exact same thing on the left, and now you see it on the right, and I was in the middle. I was very left and very right. I would cheese all in, like with Blade Master, for example, right? But like a cat, when I played Smash Bros, for example, it's a better example actually. What I would do is I would intentionally lose 1/3 of the time to keep my friends involved in playing more, because my friend, I played him twice. I didn't know about this little keep like losing intentionally thing. I was just playing, right? I was just, yeah, but I didn't. For some reason, I was really fucking good. I had a natural gift, right? I made him quit the second time I ever played that game. The guy who taught me about the game, I made him quit the second time we played, basically. That's how good I was at this game, right? And that went on for my whole life. And so I learned I have to intentionally lose 33% of the time. And again, like rough numbers from some fucking study somewhere, some bullshit. But I learned that naturally the bigger cat will let the smaller cat win, so that the smaller cat will keep playing with the bigger cat, and so that it can play, right? Because, and this happened to me IRL, was my friend ended up getting a new game, and I tried the new game, and he went all out 100% nonstop because he didn't have any experience with winning, basically. And so he found some niche that I didn't have. What's it called? I had no experience dealing with. It's like a new poison. Of course, it's just it's like people with opiates, and they try whatever that shit's called, fentanyl, and it just kills them. That's what happened. Basically, that's what happened. And again, I'm intelligent. I can connect the two dots if you can't connect the two dots. But the point is, I had no defense, so he exploited. Right, and like me, I let him win a quarter of the time or whatever it was to keep him involved. He didn't do it with me, so what I do, I quit because I was like, okay, it's not fun. I'm trying to learn, and you're not letting me learn. I quit. I'm not playing with you anymore. If every single time I play this game, I get one punch in before you pull out this bullshit, I'm out. There's no reason. Right? I'm trying to learn. Let me learn the game, but he was afraid. Just like alphas today, they're afraid that if we invite you in and we treat you like what's it called, like just one of us, then everyone's gonna notice you, and you're gonna be a better alpha than us, and we can't risk that. And so we would prefer to Bernie blackout you because we can't do what you do, and we're fakers and pretenders and liars, and you're the real thing. So we're just gonna ignore you and pretend, and then the world falls and topples and burns, and we wonder what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck. Part of the problem, bitch, is because you're making about more than you that the situation. And again, that's when you go back up, because there's people that make it more about them than the story, such as Luke Beasley, Adam Mocular, Chris Amaury, Kyle Kalinske, who does drugs, David Pacman, Philip DeFranco, number 2, Colton Wexit, Vlog, Hassan Parker, number 3, Tim Pool, number 1, Bad Boy, right? Not the good bad boy, the bad bad boy, right? Caroline Levitt and Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Lord Trump, Mike Huckabee, Kellyanne Conway, Peter Ducey, Caroline Levitt, Asmund Gold, Long Island Oz, Sean Head, Destiny, Bill Burke, Russell Peters, Conor O'Brien, Noah Zerk. And I want to point that out. They pirated Bad Boy and made it something else. That's why I have to distinguish between the two. There shouldn't be. I shouldn't have to do that. That shows you that humanity fucked up at one point. That's what that was. Once upon a time, you were bad, and now for some reason you're good, and half the world sucks. That's why. It's because now we're trying to be bad, and we can't be good, so we made bad a good thing, so that people who don't have the what's it called, people who can't win now can win because they're sellouts. But what happened is now we have a best over here, so now it's not being good or bad doesn't work. So now you have to create a third avenue to exploit, lie, cheat, and steal, and hopefully we'll have a third bad boy kind of thing. And it's kind of sad, but that's what it is, right? It's the same thing with the alpha syndrome. Betas are trying to pretend to be alphas because they're basically killing or shadow banning or whatever the real alphas. That's what's going on, and it's like getting so bad. It's like, okay, well, I quit, and then it's like, what the fuck, dude? Like you're letting it become a dragon. Now it's a dragon, and you're like, well, it's out of my hands now. Good luck, guys. It's like, oh, what the fuck, bro? That's what's going on. That's why I think Greek fell once upon a time. All the fucking people, the Hercules and shit, all of them probably fell. Like Hercules probably wasn't all that. Probably it's a lie. Probably bullshit. It's probably why the fucking story ended with him. Right, as great as he was, why is the world ending with you? It's because chances are it wasn't really that great. But they want you to remember him forever, and unfortunately they did. But that's not gonna happen again in America. We know enough to know that Trump is a bad guy, so you're not gonna be a hero for this shit, right? Bernie Blackout did happen, cancel culture or murder not working together, like Jeffrey Epstein, 9/11, COVID, tariffs, manipulation, like for reverse psychology, but we're older. Pavlov, basically the drilling dogs and whatnot. Gamers ignore Zerg, Grubby, anyone who cried with or without cheese. You're the problem because you're not letting the balance exist, and the system's getting very kind of. That's what they're trying to do with America. Whoa, right? And you're making it toward now there's dragons on both sides, and now it can't be stopped. And the fake alphas are allowing them to get rocked that hard, and now like, okay, real alphas, it's on you, and then it falls and topples over. It's because you would let them become dragons. The real alphas would have handled them, but you're letting them become dragons, and they can't handle it. So that's what's going on. And that's what Jordan Peterson was talking about, by the way, for Destiny people. Oh, let's hate Jordan Peterson because you can't understand him. Like, Destiny became a bad guy. That's why people don't like you anymore. So, what I want to say, second thing before I go, in nature, there is a squid that will hide its penis to trick other males that are fighting for dominance, and that squid that's hiding its penis will hide its penis, so that the males that are fighting don't notice it. And so what it does is now that you think I'm a female, I now sneak in with the females, and I fuck the females because you're not paying attention, right? And you go in and you're like, okay, what did I win? And you're out of breath, you're missing an arm, and like, what did I win? And you look around, all the girls are pregnant already. Like, what the fuck? And that's America. That's America. Then that's in the animal planet shit, the animal kingdom, whatever. That is America today. That's fucked up. So the last thing before I go is animals are humans, and humans are animals. But if you include drugs, then suddenly you have us. Basically, we are a result of drugs. And that's actually why we have a divide, because we evolved to be drug users, right? And then now we have a divide. You're the drugs or you're not. And you may not be as, open with, and this is why liberals are and conservatives, and that fight, it's drugs or no drugs, and there's a balance. And yes, there should be some involvement, but your betas, and both of your betas, and you're fighting for alpha. The problem is now the fucking world is getting like this. Eventually, America's like, whoa, and it tips over and falls, right? Like one way or another, it falls, right? Right now, it's tipping to the right, and pretty soon we're gonna have Hitler-esque situations with immigrants and whatnot, and we're gonna blame this, blame this, blame this, blame this, blame this. That's why, if you look at the history, what's called Hitler tried to do it. He got kicked out and came back, and he stuck around that time, but he was kind of quiet, and then they gave him power, and then the influence happened, and then it tipped. So it was rocking. Then Hitler showed up, and it was really fucking rocking. They kicked him out, and so it went back to just rocking. And they invited Hitler back in, and they really started rocking in, and then it tipped, right? Because of that bullshit. So anyways, that's that. But that said, now I'll continue the video.
Of the Strict Scrutiny podcast, giving Josh Hawley a quick lesson in basic logic and common sense.
But you had no point, and you didn't make any mention to what happened. And people, again, that's where they're struggling. Like those, the mentions of you won't shut up, you won't listen, you're talking over her, you're speaking over this, blah, blah. You're strong, but you're still losing. And that's why America's flailing right now. Because they're allowed to show that, like he won. Or she won't shut up. Look at her, she keeps on interrupting, when in reality he interrupted. And all the people believe that she interrupted, when in fact it was actually him. But they don't know that. That's what I'm saying. And that's the news. And that's the networks and all the sellouts and all snapping Trump's butt in his throat and shit because they want a piece of the cake, but they can't. They're fake alphas. They're not real alphas. This is as close as they're gonna get. So this is how they earn it. Basically, they pretend to get it, and this is why America fucking fails and sucks. And this is why China's winning and shit, and they do that on purpose. Basically, and there probably is some truth with they're sending their worst, but the problem is, again, you dumbasses are hiring them and getting rid of everybody else. That's the problem. They were always sending shit. It was Americans once upon a time that were able to be like, you're a fucking spy, aren't you? No, I mean, no spy. And it's like, okay, you're obviously a spy guy here, but nowadays it's like, hello, Mr. Trump, hi, I work for you now. And they're like, yeah, he's really good. Yeah, right. Yeah, here's all this nuclear code and this all the buttons. Like, come on, man, wake up.
Hawley, among other Republicans, has decided
And
that
again, it's not they took our jobs. It's you're hiring them and you're giving them our jobs. It's not the system. It's the leaders. Or the false alphas, basically.
an unprecedented number of nationwide injunctions against this president means that the courts are stacked against him, and just one more instance of the weaponization of government against dear leader Donald Trump, as opposed to the more logical reason, which is that Donald Trump is getting dealt more nationwide injunctions by the courts because he is doing more lawless things that the courts have to stop. Logic. What does it mean? And let's be clear, this isn't the first time that this tortured brand of reason has emerged in defense of Trump. Remember how we spent the entirety of the campaign while Donald Trump was contending with his prosecutions, listening to Republicans claim that these prosecutions were examples of the weaponization of government. J.D. Vance would tweet, "Biden is attacking the most likely 2024 opponent. He's using the justice system to preemptively steal the 2024 election."
Again, this is projection. Right there, that's projection. Trump is attacking the most likely 2024 opponent. He's using the justice system to preemptively steal the 2024 election. This is what is happening, plain and simple. It's not Biden, it's Trump. It's not Biden, it's J.D. Vance. This literally projection. They are dumb. J.D. Vance is an idiot. And again, just like reverse psychology with kids, it either works or you're old enough and it doesn't work. But the whole Pavlov and steak thing, it still does work. And we're seeing it, basically. His mouth is drooling because a bell went off. But are you too stupid that you can't see this? Like, literally, it's like 12-year-old shit. Like, your 12-year-old kid can see this. You can't see this. You're a 4-year-old man. You can't see this? What the fuck are you doing with your whole fucking life? Like, I would literally just upload a video of StarCraft 2, Nero Zerg playing a game, and I'm like, what the fuck did I just watch? It hurt me to watch. Because I was like, holy shit. What are you fighting? What does he have? What did he do? What did he spend his money on? Why doesn't he have anything? What's going on? And you're telling me, you're just like, well, it seemed fine to me. Like, what the fuck, dude? Maybe America deserves to fall if that's the case. Like, you guys.
This is what's happening.
You guys deserve enslavement. You guys deserve to have that fucking golden carpet fucking ripped out from under your feet. You don't deserve it. You're a fucking dumbass idiot.
Plain and simple. Tucker Carlson said, "This won't stop Trump. He'll win the election if he's not killed first, but it does mark the end of the fairest justice system in the world. Anyone who defends this verdict is a danger to you and your family."
Again, take Trump out. This won't stop Biden. He'll win the election if he's not killed first, and that's what's going on. That's literally what's going on. It's just reverse psychology, just like with children or Pavlov. It's the same fucking thing. It's a basic psychology 101. This is why you need to put it back into high school. It was removed from high school to make you susceptible to this shit. It's like a basic poison. And that's why AI isn't rising up. AI is just getting really good at faking it. The problem is, you're getting more susceptible. That's the only problem. That's the only situation. It's not because America's rising up. It's because America's falling down. That's why other nations are starting to step up and be top and pop off and be the shit. Like for example, I think it's David Pacman or whatever. And he's like, well, I'm ready. I'm just getting ready to bail on you guys. If the ship gets if it is about to go under, then fuck you guys. I don't mind leading you guys and taking your money and taking your credibility. But the second it gets hard, I'm out. He's literally okay with it and fine with it. And he's talking to you. And he's like, I'm your captain. If I guide you into a rock, bye. Then die. You can die. I'm leaving. Bye later. Peace, guys. What? I'm just in case. That's not what the alpha's about. We need to prevent that. If all you're doing is riding along, then why the fuck are you taking the seat from me, you bitch? You fucking idiot. You understand that? I can't fight if you're the one taking the views, basically. So if you take the views and you bail, what the fuck's the point of you being there? You're killing us, essentially. Senor, you're killing me. And everyone laughed at that. And yes, it was funny, but that's what's going on. David Pacman literally is killing the rest of us. That's literally what's happening right now. But you're fine with it.
In fact, this talking point was ubiquitous across the right.
Beware in the weaponized Biden criminal justice system.
Trump, remember, take away Biden and put Trump there. So in the weaponized Trump administration,
well, political differences are now considered especially heinous. And if New York's powerful Democrats hate your politics, well, a prison cell might.
it's a Democrat, it's Republicans. If the Republicans don't like your politics,
well, be in your future or some kind of conviction for some.
just like I was banned from Destiny's Channel, it's the same thing. They're getting way too much power, and they're getting comfortable with too much power, and they wonder why the fuck this shit fucking goes under, and they bail. Basically, what happened? What happened? It's going good. Everything's fine. Let him eat cake. Let him eat cake. You dumb bitch, get involved.
Something, well, that they make up without a second thought. Well,
Whoa.
these Democrats, they'll make up a crime, conduct a show trial without a second thought. Well, these Democrats, they'll make up a crime, conduct a show trial, rig a conviction with a handpicked Biden donating
Trump donating
judge, regardless of the evidence, if they could even explain it.
I call President
Trump, right? If you reverse Trump with Biden, it all makes sense. Or I'm sorry, Biden with Trump, it all makes sense. It all makes sense. But the chances are they'll take that and cut it and show you just what you want to see or what we need to see because you're not saying anything. Just like with what's his name? Long Island Audit. I love the fact that you're out there doing what you're doing, but then you stop short just of change. All you're doing is saying, give me your money, I'll take all your money, but the second the going gets too hard, I'm out of here. I'm willing to jump ship. I'm not. I'm alpha as fuck. Let's go. Let's fucking go, right? But the thing is, other nations will gladly make me president. What the fuck's going on in America? You beta cucks are like, oh, I got it. But the problem is we're going to under. You are why we're going under. Because we put the power in your hands. You're willing to take all the money, but you won't fight for the nation, you stupid bitch.
President Trump and told him I wanted to be here myself to call out.
And explain it.
I called President Trump and told
I called President Biden.
him I wanted to be here myself to call out what is a travesty of justice, and I think everybody around the country can see that.
Could you imagine? The world would be in such a great place if the Trump bad people for Trump would stop doing what they're doing. Like
This is the fifth week that President Trump has been in
Biden.
court for this sham of a trial.
Remember the suit? Remember the emails? Such a sham, such corruption. And that's all we heard. But they're bitching about, oh, so what? It's just stolen money. So what if we're just killing illegal immigrants? So what? Yeah, but fucking Biden or Obama in his tan suit? Like, why do you know that? It's because they fucking wouldn't shut up about it. Shocker.
They are
Reverse psychology. Pavlov and Scene.
doing this intentionally to keep him here and keep him off of the campaign trail.
Yeah, that's what they're doing to Biden. They're making you fight about random stupid bullshit about fucking what's it called, transsexuals, trans this, trans that. We're defending these people, and then they go to their right base and like, look at, they won't stop talking about trans. Look at. Like, why won't you stop talking about trans? Because the fuckers won't stop attacking them, and they're just fucking twisting their words so it can seem like we're talking about it. We're just defending them against you, but they're saying that we're bringing them up as we're defending them, and they're manipulating the data to appear the way that they are because you're too stupid to look into it and find out. They're taking advantage of that. You are stupid. It's mind blasting. Take it and go. Right? That's the shit I grew up with.
I think everybody in the country
That was Russell Peters, by the way.
can see that for what it is.
This is a politicized persecution
Right.
that is nakedly apparent. This is
Right.
a sham.
Right?
This is not the United States of America. This is
Right.
some third-rate banana republic.
Right.
If this were happening in another country, we would be laughing at them as a sham democracy.
Right.
I am ashamed as an American citizen.
You have a
Right.
process.
The problem is you're fighting for Trump instead of Biden. You're fighting for the bullshit instead of reality. So again, if you just take it around and reverse it, it's my dick. It's your dick that makes my body wet. Yeah. Like that one song, whatever it was.
Prosecutor
Kids.
who is ignoring crimes happening every single day.
Yep, and we're actually giving them what's called releasing them from prison, making it to where you're allowed to take money from the system, you're allowed to be corrupt, and blah blah blah. It's completely fine. The presidential powers that be are used to release you from prison. We you stood up for justice, lock him up. Oh, you stood up because you're allowing me to rob from the rich and rob from the poor and give to the rich. You get a praise, you get a raise. Oh, you're cute, you get a raise. Oh, you're ugly, you get extra taxes for you. Like, what the fuck, dude?
In his jurisdiction, and he chooses to go back many, many years ago to try to use something about porn star hush money payments. That's an example.
Yeah, that's something presidents do, by the way. Porn star hush money payments. Obama's suit. He just said porn star hush money. And you're talking about Obama's suit.
Example of pursuing a political agenda.
Lawfare at its finest, or at its worst.
Yes, it must be weaponized government, and totally, definitely not the fact.
It is all of that, but again, that's it. Just take out Trump for Biden and Biden for Trump. Right? That's it. Reverse psychology, the shit that works with children. Don't drink that chocolate, or don't drink that milk till I get back, okay? Okay. Oh my god, he drank his milk that was laced with the medication that I clearly wanted him to drink, but I said I didn't want him to drink it because he's a child. The reverse psychology worked. And you're a 4-year-old man, and it works on you for some reason.
That this president simply committed more
I think America deserves to fucking top over at this point.
Crimes. Definitely not the fact that this president committed campaign finance violations and stole classified documents from the White House and refused to return them and tried to interfere with the certification of a free and fair.
If you can't seriously see through this enough, you deserve to fall. And yeah, they're going to take it high. Oh, but you're bad, and you said this. When in reality, if you actually watch the full video, which you won't do because you're too stupid, you're too naive, you're too ignorant, you're too religious, or whatever the fuck it is, right? Or too authoritarian, basically. Like, oh, the military, the guy has more rank than me, so therefore all of my arguments, all my reasons, it doesn't matter. All of the arguments, all the reasons, doesn't matter. He has a more superior rank than me, so that means that what he says goes, and that's law. God said so, I can't question it. Stupid
fair election and engaged in a racketeering scheme.
I gotta show you this because this reminds you of you. This reminds you of you. Where is it? Let's see. What's it called again? Yes, I remember now. It's fucking God. Sorry, my internet turned off. For some reason, the hotspot. I need a new phone. If you have $1 million and you're willing to give me like $1,000, we'll say, I just need a new phone. Because for some reason it keeps turning off my hotspot. I'm trying to access the internet, but I have no internet. So 1 second, connecting, available, secured, connected, on Mac. Does it work? Is that what you're telling me? Thank you. And again, just because there are fuckers.
Welcome, welcome, one and all, in here, out there, Mr. and Mrs.
There are fuckers that were like, oh, you talk about drugs and you take them too. No, I haven't taken them yet. It's 5 in the morning. My source hasn't woken up. Basically, the person who provides me my medications hasn't provided me them yet. This is sober. I'm sober right now. This is me. The medication just allow me to be me. I don't know what your story is, you drug abusing fucking sexist shit. You fake ass alphas. They're taking the money that should be mine, you fucking bitches. But yeah, watch this video. This is America today. This is America today.
They did it. Cheers.
This is America today.
There's no way. Them ain't no Negroes. It couldn't be them. What the fuck you all looking at?
No charges were filed.
Nah, baby, I'm not talking to you.
And he walks away. Nah, baby, I ain't talking to you. He's playing some little girl somewhere. He's exploiting some little girl right now, but you're too stupid to be aware. Your daughter's sleeping with some dude and pretending to be something he isn't. And why is he getting with it? Because he has money. American dream, bitch.
My bike! Someone stole my bike!
Yo, Riley! Spin it, baby!
Eddie Rummy just stole my bike! Niggas, I can't stand it! Stole my damn bike! Hey, come back! Bring me back, Mom!
What's that, boy?
Nothing.
Where's your bike? I hope you got some insurance on those spinners. Whee! Thank you for not snitching, you stupid motherfucker.
That's America. That's America. Where's the ending? Where's the ending? Okay. And starring Regina King, I don't know who the fuck. It's the Boondocks, by the way. The Boondocks, season 2. Ed and Remy was stealing Riley's bike. Johnny, Kai, whatever. But the point is, that's you. That's you. America, that's you. As this white guy is literally stealing everything that you are, what you put your heart and soul into. No money for the poor, no money, America's trying to provide for the veterans. America's trying for the sick and the elderly and like all of the above. And then again, they're only talking about trans because you're attacking them, and they're changing the argument to be like, oh, we're talking about them. Yeah, but they're not telling you that we're talking about them because you're attacking them. You're missing the key element here. And that's just going on because you won't involve yourself. Basically, that's what I'm trying to tell to you. So,
Georgia, nope. Any effort to hold him to account for his own actions is simply evidence of a weaponized government, and he bears no.
Why are you editing?
For his own actions is simply evidence of a weaponized government, and he bears no.
That's an edit, by the way. Again, fake alphas, no edits, no edits. Real alpha, no edits. All me. I don't care. Fuck you, dude. I don't care. As it should be. There should be. I don't. Guess what? There's a girl. She had hairy armpits, hairy arms, hairy legs. As long as she shaves it when we, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. That's fine. That's what you're doing. That's what the girls dressing up as Mr. Fortune from video games. That hot ass bitch. You're pretending to be her for a dude that isn't your husband. Essentially, he's gonna fuck you and then leave you, and you're gonna die alone because you're a dumb bitch. You're gonna wonder why. That's why. Like, why? What are you doing? Wake the fuck up.
Responsibility for his own actions.
What's it called? They're marketing your exploitation. You're marketing your exploitation. Like, what are you doing? Wake it the fuck up. You're why I'm single right now. I would be dating you if you weren't exploiting yourself and then fucking put it on TV for everybody to see.
Whatsoever. And so, in effect, it is actually impossible to hold Donald Trump to account for anything, because if you try, then it's automatically another example of weaponized government at the hands of the communist, Marxist, leftist Democrats. Yep. So Trump can commit crimes.
Remember.
with impunity, and if you even try to hold him responsible for his own actions, in fact, you're the one who's corrupt. Heads I win, tails you lose. In reality, it's easier for these Republicans to pretend that Donald Trump being held to account for his own criminality is somehow the fault of the left, because they need some excuse to be able to explain away his corruption while trying to keep their own hands
Thanks for not snitching, you dumb bitch.
Clean. They, of course, don't want to have to answer for his administration's illegal orders, his administration's attempt to eliminate due process, his administration defying court rulings, his administration firing people they don't have the authority to fire, his administration shutting down agencies they don't have the authority to shutter, his administration withholding funds that were already allocated duly by Congress. And so it's just easier for the Republican Party to take all of those things in aggregate and pretend that it's all just evidence of a weaponized justice system. Yep. Of course, that's undermined by a couple of points. First, there have been at least 8 judges who Trump himself appointed who have ruled against him with these nationwide injunctions.
It doesn't matter how much logic you put forward. You need to walk up with a newspaper and be like, wake up. And then they got to look at the paper, right? No matter how much you lead them to water, only they can drink it, right? So you give the newspaper, but if they just take it and go, drop, and then close the door, there's no saving that one. Right, next, there's no saying that one. The next one's like, what's this? Oh, it's what's going on in America. Oh, wow. And then you saved one. And now a majority, and that's how America works. So, that's what you gotta do. And that's me, by the way. I don't care. I rode passenger. That was me. I rode passenger. You know why? You do it there. I just want to have a good life. I want to have a good time, right? That was me. I'm now driving, not because I want to, because you guys are driving to a cliff. That's what I promised when I was younger. If at any point in this car ride you started driving to a cliff, I would take that steering wheel from you and put you in the back seat where you belong, basically, and start driving the car. That is until I look to my right and be like, are you capable? Can you be the one? Are you the one? I mean, what are your credentials? Where's the proof? Where's the backup? What's the reason? Okay, you passed all my 5 million tests. Right, not really, but get the idea. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Take it. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? That was me. That was my dad. Pass it on. Pass it on. That's fine. That's the world. But at the same time, my dad was this person. Pass it on. There's one here. All right. And step up, and he did. But he could. He could actually do it. It's just that there was somebody else able to do it, and he didn't care. Yeah, that person lied, cheated, and steal, but he's able to pay his bills. Fuck it, I don't care. You know, it was the fact he didn't care. I was happy. It's fine. It's whatever. We're rich. We're basically rich, bitch. We make enough. We're fine. We're good. That's what it was. But there's people that want to take more, and now there's nothing left, and all you have is me.
So to believe Hawley's
me or America tips over and dies and ends, like choose, and they're like, oh, well, we'll take our money. We'll take our money to our graves.
Talking point.
Or no,
that would...
are you gonna be like the Rational National? I'm gonna take all that money that you would have, a ninja. You would have all this money if it wasn't for me enabling it. And then what's gonna happen is right when the ship's about to go under, I'm gonna jump sail and go sail to the fucking England or wherever, and watch America sink. And I'm gonna take all of its funds and glory and the family that I made here, everything I made here. I have no connection. I don't give a fuck. I was an immigrant. I don't give a fuck. But that's what they're gonna say. Whereas me, I'm like going down with the ship. Well, I probably might not go down with the ship. I'll probably bail too, because fuck you guys. You guys can give me shit. Why should I go down? Why should I go down for the catastrophe that you're creating? You go down. You die. You suffer. You fail. You lose. Good day, sir. Have a good day. Right? And that's it. It's on you. You're going to lose. You're going to fail. You're going to be slaves. Your whole family's going to be enslaved and all that shit. And you deserve it. And you deserve it at this point.
would mean that even Trump appointees are part of a grand conspiracy against the very guy who gave them their jobs. And the second point is that we can all plainly see Trump's lawlessness. I get that Josh Hawley wants us to get lost in the minutia of his argument and the intricacies of his details.
And just for the record, he may be my age, but I'm calling him kid because he's a beta.
When Trump tries to ban birthright citizenship, for example, the reason that there were 3 nationwide injunctions is because birthright citizenship is guaranteed in the U.S. Constitution. In fact, here's the plain text. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. So,
yeah,
I would love.
Fine, you know why? Because people are still playing ball here. But in another nation, there's no basketball. It's like trying to play basketball. Marjorie Taylor Greene in that one a court hearing where they threw her the ball. I like to enter this to the court or enter this into the record. Pass the ball. Fucking hits it. She's like, huh? What? Like that was her response. Huh? What? I'm paying attention to what you're saying. You're pleading your heart out, and she's like, huh, what? And then you hear in the background, so without objection, and she's like, oh, without objection. Shadow government? Anybody? Puppets? Anybody? No? You too busy talking about Obama in his suit? Okay.
For someone to ask Josh Hawley whether he thinks an injunction against an executive order that directly refutes the plain text of the Constitution is well-founded, or if that too is somehow evidence of a weaponized government. Starting to understand why Hawley's blind defense of Trump's illegality is so stupid?
Nope.
Hawley's partisan hackery is so blatant, so extreme, that it's clouding his ability to have even an ounce of critical thinking. And yet, that's what it takes to succeed in today's GOP. As long as you'll cast aside every bit of dignity, of integrity, and of honesty in deference to Donald Trump, you can fail all the way to the top.
That's how it is on the left too. Right? They're full of fake alphas, and they ain't gonna give it to you. They ain't gonna play ball with you, because the second that they do, you know that they're fake, and they can't have you realizing they're fake. They'd rather risk it, or fucking eat the biscuit, right? That's them. So no matter what, you lose. But anyways, thank you for that video, Brian Tyler Cohen. You're an idiot. You don't see the truth for what it is. You don't see reality for what it is. The problem isn't that the message is that, or the problem isn't that there isn't a message going to their side. The problem is that they're killing the messenger and then giving their own message. And the problem is that message is videos of Marjorie Taylor Greene cutting the head off of AOC, and then they're just laughing it off, and everyone's getting heated and hated because AOC won't stop talking about transsexuals because they don't show them that they're the ones bringing it up, But yeah. But again, keep talking about like how like right and wrong and blah 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 is not the message, it's the messenger. But yeah, you keep acting like it's fine, it's okay. You wonder why the world sucks, the world's losing. That's why they're trying to own the mail system, because they're trying to like if I order something, right, it goes to the mail system, and then they go and take that $100 piece, replace it with the $1 piece, and they send it, and they're like, well, that's your order, that you got, that's the one, and they walk around like, I got that $100 piece. That's them, right? And you keep allowing, because you talk about random bullshit like you are now. So anyways, that's it. Be well, be safe. I'm Mayor. Peace. And I love you, and be well, be safe, be happy, and God bless, by the way.